Yo, 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 what is up? It is Wednesday, the 13th of January. Welcome to episode 43 of Player Life. As you can see, the title of today's episode is called Female Sexual Empowerment because we are living in the age of female sexual empowerment. Um, they say the sexual revolution was in the 60s, but in today's day and age, in the 21st century, in 2021, we're definitely living in the age of female sexual empowerment. Um, you know, but I'm not sure when the pill was invented, but that obviously changed the way the sexual dynamics between men and women. It obviously gave women a lot more freedom to choose who they had sex with and when they had sex with. Total game changer. And you could basically have sex without any consequences. Um, without any consequences of getting pregnant. But it's basically it's in the dating world, in this day and age, we're living in a gynocentric society. The feminists are always complaining about the patriarchy, but it's like the opposite of that. So it's just completely, it's just gaslighting on a giant scale. They say, that they're living in a patriarchy, but it's clearly a matriarchy, and it's getting that way more and more. Um, just with every passing year, it's just like females have more and more power. Um, I'm not sure what the stats are, but you know, although men work more than women, women are the ones who spend more than men. Um, Christian Maticio in the house. What up, bro? Pumping my 210 pounds listening to you. Good stuff, man. Good to hear you're in the gym, pumping iron. Good shit. Yeah, so it's always good to work out, you know. I always work out at least 3 times a week. Usually I work I do it day on, day off, or I do like legs one day and then I do upper body one day and then I do cardio another day. I like to mix it up. But Javier in the house. What's up, bro? Just finished martial arts training. Good stuff. Everyone's getting the training in today. That's good to hear. Because no matter how much money you have, no matter what, your health is your wealth. Like it's always the same. Like if you're not in good physical condition, even if you're a millionaire, you and you're sick, it's worthless. Money's just like kind of a bonus. It's important, but you know, if you're a fat piece of shit and you're just laying around and you've a ton of money in the bank, it doesn't really mean anything because you're not going to feel good. You're not going to feel good about yourself. I'd rather be broke poor and be in good physical condition than like really rich and like in really bad physical condition or sick. Yeah, for sure. Getting training is like, it's can't really live without it. Even if I'm injured or something, even if I get injured while doing some training or something, I'll like, I'll stay active, like doing like rehabilitation exercises or whatever. Christian says 6 times for me, and I do jujitsu. That's good stuff, man. That is good to hear. Know your worth in the house. Good stuff. Yes. So yeah, you just got to keep on keeping fit for as long as possible. Trying to work out intelligently too. Um, it's good to go hard and like push yourself as hard as you can, but it's also important not to like do like permanent damage to your joints or whatever. So I think as you get older, you start to realize that it's not all about like pushing your limits. It's like it is important to push your limits, but at the same time, it's important to understand that your body, like what your body can handle. And yeah, because I've made that mistake plenty of times where I've actually overdone it and injured myself. But it's all good. um yeah, so I don't know, it's just like there's nothing more evident in than the like pop culture shows us how how what really how much women use their sexuality to sell themselves. And yet you know actresses and singers, and once they hit the wall, once they come through it, once they come out the other side, when they no longer have the physical beauty that they once had, they start complaining about how sexist like the industry is, even though these women like have made like that's the reason they're famous. That's the reason they became famous, is because of their looks, because of their beauty. uh Women are beauty objects, men are success objects, as Richard Cooper often said that, and it's very true. But it's very funny when these women like complain about the way what actually got them like to be multimillionaires, to be hugely famous and successful, was their physical beauty. And they get really butthurt about getting kind of, as they get older, they don't pick up as many opportunities. But they already had a chance to make, they already did like capitalize on their looks. And they say it's always, it's like it's just fucking hilarious. Jason B in the house, what is up? Great to see you back this week. Yeah, man, I'm back since Monday, back at it. um yeah, but yeah, I saw a video on YouTube about someone talking about I think it was Russell Brand. I don't really watch his stuff, but I think came across a video where he was talking about that Cardi B WAP video, and how he's basically talking about, he's going into in a deep kind of discussion about what is the meaning of like this. Apparently it's the height of empowerment, or it's like feminism, for women to be able to express themselves uh you know in such a sexual manner. But there's just so much like contradictions and like hypocrisies. So you often hear feminists and women, not just women in general, they talk about like stop like sexualizing the female form, or stop sexualizing the nude female form, while at the same time like explicitly doing sexual things. So it's like it's very confusing, it's very strange, it's very weird for straight men to try and understand this kind of these kind of contradictions. And it really boils down to them having their cake and wanting to eat it. So they want it both ways. So it's like when the beautiful female, or when women in general get attention. Like they get attention for their physical beauty, they get attention for their attractiveness. And when a guy that they're not into approaches them, or you know or makes a move on them, it's they want it to be like criminalized. They want it to be classified as sexual harassment. But when the alpha Chad, like makes a move on them, or approaches them, or does a cold approach, that's perfect. That's great. Where have all the good men gone? Men don't make approaches anymore. Men aren't gentlemen anymore. Where's the chivalry? Men don't do this, that, and the other anymore. But when it's like I said, it's only when the alpha Chad, like the guy that's like 6-figure salary, six pack, 6 foot tall, huge dick, all the whole package. Those type of guys are a-okay. They can do anything, but they'll kick up a stink when the average guy, or even you know because these women, their standards have gotten so excessively high from all the attention that they get, the free attention that they get online. So it really kind of technology has really put a spanner in the natural order of things, because all this kind of it's really not like humans. Who knows what kind of effect all this technology has on human, on the dynamics between men and women. I mean, it hasn't been around long enough for there to be proper studies, to see how it's going to play out, in the long run. It's, I mean, I only started using the internet when I was like 10 years old. That was, back in, I was 10 years old back in 1998. And, that's, so that, and the internet back then was like really, really shit, so, and even back then there was no like dating apps and stuff. So that came later. I'm not sure. I think I first downloaded Tinder in 2014. And I think dating apps were around well before then. But so these kind of things that like have completely changed the dynamics between men and women. And there's such an intense amount of confusion amongst women, like that. They basically get treated. Average women get treated like celebrities on like normal date on normal on dating apps, on social media apps, especially like Instagram. Average women get inundated with like a lot of free attention, even if they just show a little bit of ass, or it's always kind of funny. If you see a regular girl's Instagram account where she'll have some normal photos, like maybe some selfies or something, and they won't have that many likes, or they'll get a bit of attention, and then there'll be one photo. You can actually see it. I should do a breakdown on it sometime. But you can see the development of Insta profiles, especially women's profiles, where they'll start off normal. They'll start off like taking photos of their Starbucks coffee, and some scenery, and some selfies, and kind of PC stuff. And then one day she'll post something a little bit sexy, like maybe a mirror selfie where you can see a full body, and she's sticking her hip out, and that'll get a lot of attention. Like that's how they get addicted. That's how, like, she'll get a bunch of attention. She'll get a bunch of comments. It's like drugs. They'll get the notifications, like all the likes they'll get, and then that's them hooked. Then that's then, oh, this is how I get attention. This is, so then you'll see from there, you'll see a more frequent it's kind of sexual kind of photos being posted. but at the same time, so she's getting all this free attention, she's getting all these likes, she's getting all these new followers, but these girls are the same girls to like post about, stop sexualizing the female form, stop, although they're getting, like, they're benefiting from it and they're enjoying the attention, they'll complain about it. So it's just the whole, like, wanting it both ways, and it's kind of funny. um uh Nibal Sawaya says, I have to come to the conclusion that it is usually the women who date guys whom they cannot keep, the ones coming men as assholes. What's your take? Um, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I have come to the conclusion that it is usually the women who date guys whom they cannot keep, the ones coining them as assholes. Um, I guess, you know, uh, so, yeah, I think I know what you mean, but, so yeah, women will date the guys that, they women will, choose the guys that, are basically women are, we all know, we've all heard the term hypergamy. Rolo Tomasi, I'm sure everyone in here is familiar with his work. But it's when women punch up, like they always punch up. So if a woman is a 7 out of 10, she'll be dating a guy that's, 8, 9, or 10, or she'll be trying to date a guy that's an 8, 9, or 10. So this will pretty much always be the case. It's quite unusual that it would be unusual that a 7 out of 10 woman would date a 7 out of 10 man, because she won't, although she's a 7 out of 10, she'll want to punch up, she'll want to get with a guy that she deems to be, better than her, to feel like she's getting a good deal. So, but that guy, if an 8 or 9 is dating a 7, he'll most likely know that, or just because he can get with, he'll have other opportunities, he'll have the ability to hook up with other girls. So that's why, women, they'll find them hard to lock down, guys like that, because that's why they call them assholes. He's an asshole, he's commitment issues, he's, but at the same time, all these women are doing the same thing. They're just like, it's all on their terms. So it's all about, what, I'm not, I don't teach guys, I don't talk to guys about, we're going to change the system, we're going to change women. This whole thing that I do is not about trying to, like, save the West, or like save, like, society, it's just all about us getting our fair share, basically teaching guys how to get their bit and what they deserve, because a lot of guys aren't actually getting what they deserve. Like I said, like, a 7 out of 10 guy is a pretty solid guy, but he'll often, if he doesn't have game, and he doesn't understand the dynamics between men and women, then he'll be punching way down. He'll be, he'll kind of realize that, he'll instinctively know, like, I could be doing better. I should be getting with hotter women, or like I should at least be getting more women. But it's hard, like, and it's like, it's hard. Why am I not getting with women? How is it difficult? Why am I never? Because I look at myself in the mirror and I think I'm a decent guy, and guys don't, you know, they kind of get frustrated. But I think I can help guys, like, realize their potential. And if you're even, like, punch up, even bypass the whole hypergamous tendency of women, and where guys can actually punch up instead of the other way around. you know so as a guy that's a 7 can actually, either improve himself and become like an 8 or a 9, or just have such solid game that he can get, like, girls that are, like, you could say that are almost out of his league in a traditional sense, in the sense that even like it might be like people might look at you and be like, how the fuck did he get with her or something? Because if you have really solid game and you kind of maximize yourself, you can definitely like punch up. Um, no, your word says girls want the guys with the options, and those guys have options. Exactly. Girls, they want guys that are smashing. Like it's all about, and it's not like even, usually it's not even explicitly said. It's not even something that you're not like, oh yeah, I'm smashing all these girls. I have all these, I have so many options. It's like, no, she just knows you have options because your demeanor and just because you're like, she sees your phone buzzing. Like, there'll be just so many clues. Like, if you're smashing, it's obvious. I mean, girls know that I'm smashing because they come over here and they see condoms every, like not used condoms, but like, just packet of condoms. Like, and it's not like place. It's not like I'm trying hard to like, show that I'm smashing. It's just my lifestyle. It's just what I do. So there'll be like condoms on the table, and there'll be my camera on the table where it's like, why do you have this camera? Why do you have this light behind you? And, oh, what do you do? So they're like, what? Why do you have all this camera equipment? And what kind of photos do you take? Like, they're like, are you shooting porn in here, or what are you doing? And it's like, I don't like, I never like, oh yeah, that's what I do. I let them guess. I keep them guessing. And then there's other clues as well where they'll see my phone buzzing and who's messaging you and all this. And it just because that's what I say. It's not like explicitly said. You're not like, oh yeah, I smash all these girls. It's like, no, they just get the vibe. Like they know the vibe because you're so confident and calm. And like I said, like with normal blue pill guys, their chicks are used to being like around these kind of edgy on like guys that are nervous, like guys that are genuinely like excited to be with them, and like, oh, I'm on a date with a girl, like awesome, like I don't want to fuck this up, like, and girls can sense that kind of like try hard, like, um if a guy is like trying too hard, it's not attractive, so. But when I show up, I'm like, like genuinely not nervous, and that's a good thing. Like there's like zero nerves. But like way, before I had game, when I was blue pill, I remember going on a date like years ago and being nervous, and like I look back at that me and be like, oh my god, I was such a different person, like a way different person. That's just like, and that's really blue pill. Like that's like, it's really unattractive. And even if you think you're hiding your nerves or whatever, it will come across. You'll be talking too fast, and you just, it's real hard to hide that lack of game. Um, Ebo says, exactly. My point is that when the term is you have to be a jerk to get women, basically it is the women definition of jerk. Because mostly these guys are good guys who know how the game is played. Yeah, it's not necessarily the guy's even a jerk. You're right. Like it's just the guy doesn't play by her rule book. So she'll call, girls call guys like that jerks. But they keep coming back to the jerks because guys that are women have sex with, and when the guy doesn't commit to them or play ball, she'll call him a jerk, and that's just because she knows she can't keep him, or she knows he's not going to follow her her rule, her preconditions and all this, how basically how she treats blue pill guys. She'll make all these rules, and women will be very disrespectful and like cold and kind of callous to blue pill guys, especially guys that they're not, they're just kind of neutral about, like, they might be a decent looking guy, or they might be all right, above average, or let's say a 7. But if he's blue pill, like she'll just be kind of, she might go on, I've talked about it before, she might go on 2 or 3 dates, and like she'll ghost him after, because the guy wasn't being a jerk. He wasn't being like pushy enough to get her home for sex. um when guys snooze, like, these girls get, and it's funny because girls say that they want the dates, and they want, they don't want to sleep, or on the first date, or they don't want to have sex on the first date. But if you're not like pushy, and you're not like you're not a jerk, then she'll bounce to the next guy that will do that. And she'll just, this it's the whole trope, like the thing that's always said. It's like, she goes back to her friends, and her friends say, how's the date? Oh, he was lovely, but he's just too nice. Um it's always the same. And you know yeah, so yeah, it's just always the same. You gotta push, and I've always said it. Like, if I don't smash on the first date, there has to be a reason. Like, either, you know usually when I go on dates, I'm prepared. Like, I'm ready. Like, only go on a date when I know I have enough time to smash, because I don't see the point in like in going on dates, uh just to set up the smash another time. It's too time consuming, and I don't recommend that for everyone. But when you get to a high level of game, you kind of, you don't really need to do more than you shouldn't need to do more than one date to smash, because it's just, that the game too well. So, um Javier says, I was doing this girl's makeup yesterday, and how I heard her talk to some of the blue pill guys, it was crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what did you hear, man? Give me an example of what you heard. Yeah, but they'll treat, blue pill guys very differently. But yeah, let's have a look at these WAP lyrics. I don't know. I'm not going to play the song, because I think you can get your stream taken. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but I'll play it on the TV behind me. But but yeah, let's read it. Let me share these lyrics. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that, but yes, so these lyrics are hilarious. Yeah, so WAP, Cardi B. Yeah, it's so, like, it's such an explicit song. And these women talk about, female empowerment, feminism. And they're the ones that are on Twitter, on Instagram, saying, like, stop, like, free the nipple, stop like sexualizing the female form. It's funny, but let's just read these lyrics. WAP, wet. It obviously means wet ass pussy. Cardi B. I said certified freak, 7 days a week, wet ass pussy. Make that pull-out game weak. Woo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. You fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Oh, man. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up. I won't say that. Catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. So they're explicitly, these women want big dicks. They want it hard. They don't want this blue pill romantic stuff. They're not into it. And it's just like, put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. It's so explicit. It's so dirty. Like, that's just like, She's saying basically saying to swipe your nose on her, yeah, on her pussy. So funny. Hop on top, I want to ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This shit is like wild, like, you know. This is the kind of sex that women like. It's really, really perverted. It's really dirty. Trust me. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. And I'll engage. Um, yeah, this pussy's wet. Come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Like tie me up. Like they like this, like, they like this like aggressive. They like to be dominated. Like women don't get turned on by dominating men. That's a myth. Like there's this whole myth, women want to be dominated like really aggressively. Um, and for the majority. Um, yeah, so tie me up like I'm surprised. So, this is like, the number one, apparently, I have to, I've heard this said so many times, and I've heard women even talk about this, but like one of the biggest fantasies for women is like to actually, sexual fantasies is to be raped. And obviously that doesn't mean like for them, that doesn't mean they actually want to be raped, but it just tells you that they actually want like aggressive, like, very dominant sex. um and it's just very, it's just very obvious. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that big Mack truck right in this little garage. So they're all obvious. There's all these, yeah, yeah, poetic descriptions, I guess. Make it cream, make me scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean. So empowered. She doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. Um, it's actually funny. It's funny these days. Like I've been on so many dates where women will like, just in conversation, small talk, you're talking about stuff, and I'd be like, I'm not asking, I'll ask a girl, can she cook, or does she like to cook? Because sometimes they ask me, and it's just like, I'm not like, oh, I'm an alpha male, you gotta cook for me, bitch. I'm not. It's just a random question, like, can you cook? Like, and some chicks will be like, they'll be like, oh, like, it's so like childish of them. They'll be like, it's they won't even, they'll say, first of all, they'll say, no, I can't cook, and they'll be proud of it. Like it's like a thing that they're proud of. Like they're proud to say that they can't cook. It's like, it's really like immature and stupid. But it's like, it's just an immature thing that they do. And it's like, I can cook. I don't have any, how can you not cook? How can you not apply heat to food? It's like, and they're just saying it. Even, they're just saying it because it's associated with, they're just doing the opposite of what is associated with like, female roles in the house or domestic chores or whatever. But it's funny because if you think about it, all the most famous chefs, they're all male. Like it's weird. Like it's like even the best chefs are male, like, and they always have been. Like even that Salt Bay. Remember the guy with the Salt Bay with the meat? Like he's cooking meat. That's a dude. So I don't even think cooking is actually like, it's not even a female. I don't necessarily think it's a female, like, it's just a female thing. All the famous chefs, all the famous dudes, like they're all men. Um, you know, yes. So out in public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Gobble me up, swallow me, drip down the side of drip down the side of me. Yeah, man. Quick, jump out for you let it get inside of me. I'll tell him where to put it. Never tell him where I'm about to be. I'll run down on him for I have a nanny nanny running me. Nanny nanny means what? Yeah, beep beep. Take your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a car while you ride that dick. While you ride that dick. You really ain't never gonna fuck him for a thang. He already made his mind up before he came. I don't even know what some of these these lyrics are strange. Now get your boots and your coat for this wet ass pussy. He brought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Pay my tuition. We're living in the world of all these sugar daddies and OnlyFans and all that. So women want, they want to be financially supported. But what happened the independent, the strong independent woman? It's like, no, they still want to get money. They want to be the CEO. They want to be well, they don't actually want to be the CEO. They pretend they want to be the CEO. They're like, they want the cushy indoor, the nice jobs, and they want to be a secretary, but they want to get CEO pay. So they want, like, they think, it's all about this like equal pay kind of stuff, where it's like, they want the equal pay, but it's like, it's not that women are paid less. It's just that they do different jobs. And I say, let them do those difficult jobs. Let them at it. If they want to be a CEO and work 100 hours a week, let them do it. Like, let them take the reins. Let them, take over and see what happens. I doubt it'll work very well. Um, I just you see these articles in woke publications like The Guardian about how women are so unhappy in the modern workplace. They're working too much. They're, all these woke bullshit. So what is it? You want to get paid or not? Like, it's all this like fantasy, like, you're just gonna get paid like millions for, like, typing some Word documents. Which one is it? Yeah, no. So they're all doing their OnlyFans. They're on these sugar daddy apps because, but that's not prostitution. That's just we won't call that. We'll make a new word for prostitution. We call it, like, we call it little safe things, like, little cute names like sugar daddies, sugar babies. We'll change around because there's too much stigma attached to prostitution. So we change those words around. We'll still find a way for men to pay for sex. Because, to make no mistake about it, those like these guys that are on these, like, using these sugar daddy, these seeking kind of applications, um like, there's not really, and there's no difference between, like, going on a real escort site and using one of those sites. The only difference is, and there is a little bit of a difference. The difference between an escort website and a seeking arrangement website is that the girls on escort websites are, like, working, like, day in day out as, like, sex workers. Girls on seeking are more likely to be, like, casual. So, like, they choose when they're gonna have, they're not like, okay, I get up, I've have this many appointments. Like, the escort girls would be, like, taking calls, and guys would be coming to bang them and getting paid for it, obviously. But with seeking, it's like girls choose the guys, but they're still getting paid. So it's like part time. It's basically seeking arrangement girls are like part time escorts. Basically, that is what it is. And, like, guys can use those applications. That's fine. And, they'll try and, like, try and wiggle their way out of having to pay somehow. But make no mistake about it, when they're not paying, these girls are pissed off. Like, if like, I don't use seeking, I don't use these applications because I know all these girls, like, it doesn't matter what happens. These girls are on these applications to get money, to get something, to get, like, free things. That's what they're on it for. They're not like, but as long as guys know that. But yeah, let me word these. Yes. So now, oh yeah, pay my tuition, just kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet ass pussy. Look, I need a hard hitter. I need a deep stroker. I need a henny drinker. I need a weed smoker. So, not a garden snake. I need a king cobra with a hook in it. Hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. So they want like this is so red pilling. Like this is really red pilling. And like this is crazy too because this is pop music. Like like it's crazy because kids are listening to this. Like actual like this is on the radio. This is they might have beeped out words on the radio, but this is what the current generation are being brought up listening to. Like this is it. Like they're listening to this, and it's seen as empowerment. And it's like enjoy the decline. It's like I always said it. I say it again. I'm not trying to change. Like I'm not trying to change society. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just like, yo, this is what it is. Like deal with it, act accordingly, understand that this is where females are at the moment. These are the kind of things they want. This is I'm not going to be the little bitch that's going to get used and abused and be stupid and going on all these dates and paying for this, that, and the other and being treated like a dickhead. And there's so many guys that don't know this, and it's right in front of them. The evidence is just like standing right in front of them. They can't see it. They still think that they have to treat women like it's the 1950s. They think they're lapping up all this like hypocritical feminism, all this all this ironic stuff. And they're like, oh, I have to be a gentleman. I have to open, oh, men have to do this and that and the other. And like the women are just telling us, like, boom. And if you're not red pilled in this day and age, I don't know where you're at. But it's all like they're just the best thing about social media is like it's all been out. They're just pop culture, social media. It's all women are just telling us their female nature. Don't listen to what they say about they want this when they talk about the nice guy. Look at these lyrics. Listen to the pop culture. Listen to look at what they're posting, their photos that they post on their social media, like the sexually explicit stuff. And it's so he got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well, I'm trying to wet it. I let him taste it, now he diabetic. I don't want to spit, I want to gulp. Oh man, I want to gag, I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing. She's obviously, she wants to get deep throated. These chicks, that's like violently, that's some rough shit. You're basically, that swing in the back of my throat. My head game is fire. Punani dasani. I don't know. It's going in dry and it's coming out soggy. I ride on that thing like the cops is behind me. I spit on his mic and now he trying to sign me. How explicit can you get? And there's kids, like, make no mistake about it. I don't even like even talking about this, but like there's kids in elementary school listening to this. Like there's kids like watching this on YouTube and stuff. Like it's like obvious there absolutely is, like, and that's so imagine like our current generation is bad enough. Imagine what like Generation Z or the upcoming generation is going to be like. There's no hope. Like there's no hope. Like it's just like it's over. It's over. Yeah. So your honor, I'm a freak bitch. Handcuffs, leashes, switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beating. This is intensely like red pilling, like, and there's it's been like, this isn't new. There's tons of other songs like this. This has been going on for a while. I mean, you know, there's other female rappers, singers that have just Nicki Minaj or Anaconda. That's a couple of years old. I mean, these kind of explicit, you know, red pills have just been coming at us for. It's not a new thing. It's been going on a while now, but it's getting more and more intense. But you know, put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beating. In the food chain, I'm the one that eat ya. If he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I could make you bust before I ever meet you. If if it don't hang, then he can't bang. You know, so you know they want the big fucking swinging dick. Um, you can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. Yeah, that's another red pill, like guys. Like this is some real like this is kind of gold in a way, like because it's really it's brutally honest. They're you know they're talking you know openly about what like the real kind of the id. You know you talk you know Freudian talk. You know you have the id, the superego, and the ego, and the id is like the dark, like the primitive part of the mind. And you know this these lyrics are kind of like the female like aid, like the desire, the true desires of females, like because you know humans take like hundreds of thousands you know, years to evolve. So and society has only you know we've only been living in these kind of polite societies for you know like couple like draw like a tiny fraction of you know of human existence. So things were a lot more brutal back in the day. You know, when we were hunter gatherer in hunter gatherer tribes, like things would have been a lot more aggressive. You know, it would have been really like you know, so real survival of the fittest. So these kind of you know the females still have this kind of like thirst for savagery, basically. Um, you know, so you know you can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If you fuck me and ask whose is it? When I ride the dick, I must spell my name. Ah, whores in this house. You know. And what about all this slut shaming? But you know, it's kind of you know they're just owning it. You know, just owning it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet ass pussy. I'm talking whap, whap, whap. That's some wet ass pussy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy. Huh? Um, you know, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff to say the least. Um, you know, it's there'll be more of this. This is like this isn't gonna stop anytime soon. Can you imagine what's it gonna get like? You know, we have it'll be funny. It will be funny. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if you know they had the inauguration in America. You know, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and you know I would not be surprised if they played this song. You know, some cheesy. It's just so like cringy. Like if they played this song while Kamala Harris was on the stage doing some goofy ass dancing, just to try and be hip and down with the crowd. You know, down with the young ones. Um, it's just so funny. It's just so funny seeing things turn out like this and this like you know just the truth like just like being you know this. I wonder how many uh plays this had. Let me check. Um, okay, so it has 324 million plays on YouTube. 6.9 million likes, 1.1 million dislikes. Yeah, and there's the top comment. One of the top comments here is a moment of silence for a parent looking through their kids' YouTube search history. So that's kind of the dark side of things. Like really, like, I'm not kidding when I say, obviously, like, elementary school kids are looking at that. It's not you're shielded. There's no restriction. They just go on YouTube, and that's what's playing on the radio. That's what's playing on TV. That's like, it's pop culture. It's not like some like adult culture. It's like kid. When I was a kid, I was you just see this stuff all around. It's not censored or anything. It's like um, but if you have the wrong political opinion, you get censored for writing something on Twitter. They'll delete your account. They'll delete you, but you're allowed to you have insane stuff like this, like really aggressive, like violent, like there's references to there are legitimate references to rape in this song, in the lyrics, or at least role play rape, or at least aggressive, violent, like sex, like real S&M kind of, like really, really kind of really dirty sex. Like, not this is not vanilla. This is not like just pump and dump. This is like really dirty sex. Like this, spit in my mouth. All this kind of like deep throating. It's wild stuff. It's wild stuff. And this is one of the biggest. That was one of the biggest songs of late. Um, yeah. Let's see. Know Your Worth says Sugar Baby actually destroys women. They don't respect guys, and they think they can stop, but they won't ever be able to respect your authority, since you're just a wallet. Yeah, exactly. Like they won't really ever yeah, yeah, I mean, there's been evidence that suggested, that shows that the more men, women sleep with, then the less chance they have to be monogamous. But the funny thing is, they're not even trying to be monogamous anymore. They're actually, society's moving towards a polygamous society where women will have multiple men in their lives, because the women can rely entirely on the government for assistance. It's like a communist society. It's like they rely completely on the government, so they don't need a man to provide. It's being pushed more and more. Polygamy, but yeah, it's mostly on the women's side. It's not like men. It's not like men will have multiple wives. It'll be like women have multiple men, or something like that. Or maybe the most successful, like, rich guys might have harems of women. Like it could get really unbalanced like that. Javier says it is really red pilling. It's extremely red pilling. I might do more. Send me more songs for breakdowns, because it's actually kind of interesting. I just thought of this like on the spur of the moment, like literally like 5 minutes before I went live. I was just like, oh, I might do this. It could be interesting. And it is actually, really extremely red pilling. Because it's like it's just like they're telling us like what we basically talk about all the time, what us, like, red pill dudes, what we discuss, and what real female nature is like. And this is, we're talking like, this is like 300, that has like 300 over 300 million views. What does Anaconda have? Anaconda has almost 1 billion views, 981 million views. Anaconda, that, I have to check those lyrics out too. But it's a mad world we're living in, where it's like, we have the same women that make this kind of music saying stop sexualizing the female, have to, stop sexualizing the female body, but still making songs like this. So it's just this kind of cognitive dissonance where we're just being made fools of. Basically, there's no sense. There's no real sense. There's no real, like, it's all bullshit. Really, it's just like, you gotta just you got to just break it down and understand what's really going on, and it's not that these women are making sense. Even it's just that they just want it both ways. It's just if it's basically that simple. Um, Javier says, leave a girl in their own devices and they will contradict or tell on themselves. Case in point, this song. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, they will, they'll contradict themselves. If you've ever gotten into an argument with a chick, you'll understand that there's no real, you can't really win with them. You see, it's kind of, once you bring rationale to an argument with a woman, it's even if you win, there's no like she's still going to be butthurt and angry. It's not, there's no, even if you're 100% right. Case, perfect example of that is the whole beer bug situation where we've all been on these dating apps, and chicks will bring up the beer bug, and they'll say, oh yeah, no, it's too dangerous to meet. And if anyone has any experience, if you try and bring rationale, if you start bringing statistics into it, and start telling them how it's actually it's more dangerous to get in a car or something like that, they'll freak out, they'll get upset, they'll get emotional, because what do they think? They look at the mainstream media, they look at this, they saw this, they saw this one like old person that died, or these emotional like sob stories that the media constantly bombards normies with. And so even though you're right, even though you're being rational, you're using your logic, you're like, why not, mate? Like, I mean, there's far more dangerous things to, you're young. You bring any kind of rationale to an argument with a woman, and it's useless. You have to use emotions with women. It's better to get angry at her and just talk complete nonsense with her, because rationale won't cut it. um yes. So, funny note on there is a video out there where Cardi B doesn't allow her little daughter to hear this song. Let me see. Was it? Where does it say that? Funny note on that. I don't know. Oh, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how she would not be able to hear it. She probably definitely heard it. You know, uh, she probably, you can't like not, you can't like shelter uh you can't shelter people from the media these days, because it's everywhere. I don't, even if she did like ban her from having like electronic devices or whatever, she's gonna meet other kids that will have electronic devices. And every kid has phone, like from like, I don't know, but I know kids have access to, obviously have access to internet technology, phones. If you have a mobile phone, if you have a smartphone, you've access to everything. Like, there's nothing can be hidden. So it's it's just it's probably bullshit. Does and Cardi B has an IQ of about 60, so I don't think I'd say even though she's a millionaire and like real rich, I'd say she lives like a really ratchet, like she has probably a really ratchet household where like there's really inappropriate stuff everywhere. You can't really hide that. Have you ever heard her speak? I mean, it's not, there's not a lot going on up there um in her brain. Yeah. But I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's fun like watching stuff like you know just burn around us. It's like, and I really do mean that when I say I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala Harris, that like I really despise that woman, but she I wouldn't be surprised if she played this song like to try and get down with the try and show that she's cool and hip and all that. But yeah, it's like let's just continue on this path. Let it happen. I'm not gonna try and stop it. It's gonna be it's all right for us. We're all especially for us red pill guys because we're just gonna take advantage of society, turn it to shit. What else are you gonna do? But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that show. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Be sure, share these links around. Try and get, gonna try and get more people to view it. Share these links with your friends, whatever. Get them watching. So yeah, and if you got any problems, hit me up. Send me an email. It's all good. But yeah, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow night. So wherever you're at, have a good day. I will catch you again, guys. Peace, peace.